Anyway, you've picked a great day to join us right here on Fox and Friends, and we start with this, a so-called mother of all caravans made up of perhaps 10,000 migrants is inching towards our southern border.
This as Border Patrol releases disturbing new video of armed smugglers, armed with assault rifles. They're dressed in all this gear as well. You can see it on the right-hand side of your video. They're helping the immigrants cross into the United States.
Disturbing story breaking this morning. Griff Jenkins all over it, live from Washington. Good morning, Griff.
Good morning, Ed, Ainsley, and Steve. Yeah, disturbing indeed. Look, this new video released by Customs and Border Protection is nothing short of troubling. Heavily armed smugglers escorting a family unit. In this case, a Guatemalan woman and her son along the Arizona-Mexico border. This is something I have never seen and Border Patrol agents rarely see. And if this became a regular occurrence, it will mark a very dangerous shift in smuggling tactics. Officials calling it, quote, highly unusual and highly concerning. And as you also mentioned, another caravan is on the way. This one, Mexico's Interior Secretary Olga Cordero calls the Caravana Madre, or mother of all caravans. Officials do put it, Steve, at roughly 10,000 strong. They're expected to arrive in Mexico City soon. Our sources on the ground are keeping a watch for us. They're expected to be housed in that same sports complex as the last time when we were there with our cameras. We're told its makeup is actually not only Central Americans, but also many migrants from Cuba, Haiti, and elsewhere as well. This as senior advisor to the president, Jared Kushner, is speaking out about a comprehensive plan.
I've tried to put together a very detailed proposal for him, and my hope is that we can really do something that unifies people around what we're for on immigration.
Kushner says they'll present this plan this week or next week to the president, and they expect changes. And certainly, a lot of things are changing. Hopefully not those tactics on the border in that video that you saw, guys.
That's right. All right, Griff, thank you very much. This mother of all caravans, it got started the last week of March, and apparently by March 29th, it had grown to 20,000, which is about half the size, twice the size that it is right now. Now it's down to 10,000. One of the reasons for that is because Mexico has deported thousands of people. And in the crowds, they say it's not just people from Central America, it's people from Cuba, Haiti, and Africa.
Well, when you look at that video, the black and white video of the mom and her son being escorted across the border right there, those guys that were helping her, they were wearing tactical gear, they had long guns, AK-47 assault rifles to get her over the border, and then they turned back. The U.S. agents did apprehend the mom and the son. They have them in, I guess you'd call it custody, or in one of the shelters down there. But they're worried that this is going to become a regular occurrence because those men in the tactical gear, they turned back, and they're worried this could lead to violence because they're armed.
Of course. We have not tracked down these smugglers, to your point, Ainsley. Another point to make that's important is we've heard reports in recent days that children like this are often recycled when they do get across the border into the U.S. And help get the parents or adults in. Then those kids are sent back across the border south so they can be used again. This is ridiculous. Disgusting.
There is a story in the news today that apparently Border Patrol picked up a 3-year-old child at the border on the American side, 3 years old, all alone. And the child only had their name and a phone number written on their shoe. So clearly the child was placed there, taken to America.
And they're trying to find
the parents. Here's the phone number.
Trying to find the parents, trying to reconnect that
Yet
child.
another example why Kevin McAleenan, who's the acting DHS secretary, of course, is saying Mexico has to finally step up. Watch.
We're dealing with a regional migration phenomenon that's controlled by transnational criminal organizations that operate predominantly in Mexico. So any solution we're going to have to reduce this flow is going to rely on Mexican authorities to take stronger action, frankly, against people that are exploiting migrants. We also see this phenomenon of caravans, very large groups moving through Mexico towards our border. We have asked for and really appreciate this kind of interdiction of those larger groups.
Democrats can disagree on some of the details, but bottom line, they have to finally admit it's not a manufactured crisis, as they've said for a long time.
Yeah. Those agents on the border say they're powerless, they're spread thin, and they're saying they're overwhelmed. Something needs to be done.
Overwhelming is the feeling down on Wall